Hey guys, Ranger here, and welcome back to another reaction and commentary video. And this is a very special video because a lot of people, I've had several people, including my best friend, who actually sent me the link to it as well, wanted me to check out Inkpot's brand new animatic, which is uh, five, which is 5 of 6. I Know Those Eyes. This Man Is Dead. And so again, this is Inkpot's animation, and again, I absolutely adore Inkpot's animation. I've seen their art over on I've seen their art on DeviantArt, and I love the art style. It's really cute, and I adore it. It's really fun. I love it, and so really excited to be able to check this out as well. And so again, to everybody, thank you for requesting that I check this out. And so let me check everything here. Check volume, make sure everything's okay. Okay, so without further ado, this is Inkpot's 5/6. I Know Those Eyes, and This Man Is Dead. Now, I don't know if this is both animatics together, or if this is just one. I imagine it's probably both. It could be both. I don't know. So we'll see. But let's check this video out. Let me double check to make sure everything's still recording, because I really don't want to have any mishaps with this. I really don't. Okay, so here we go. Starting video in 3, 2, 1, play. Inkpots. Oh wow,
My God, my heart beats faster, and my mind is racing.
Oh, that's adorable.
Could it be that you've come back to life?
Oh man.
I know those eyes following me, dark and familiar and
My gosh, I love this art style.
And kinder, it haunts all my dreams. How can you stand there, a whisper from me, yet somehow be so far away? In eyes once familiar, a stranger I see, with so many words left to say.
This man is dead, he is no more, he died a little each day. Like a thief, the Chateau d'If has stolen him away. The mind plays tricks, you are confused, the man you seek is long gone. Dead and cold, a story told by those he trusted, those he loved, and those who then moved on.
Octavia!
I am a ghost, just a mirage, who chases traces of you.
Dark and familiar, and deep as the sea.
This man is dead, he is no more, and though it's torturing me, can either of us really ever be free? How can you stand there, a whisper from me, when you are still so far away? And why does the truth seem too hard to be true? With so much broken and so much damage, there are no words left to say.
Oh man. Oh my gosh. Oh man.
I am a ghost, just a mirage, who chases traces of you.
Dark and familiar, and deep as the sea.
This man is dead, he is no more, and though it's torturing me, can either of us really ever be free?
Oh man, that was great. That was great. That was, oh man, that was amazing. Okay. Oh geez, I hate it how whenever you add videos to a list, how you don't have the option to turn off autoplay. If they're not in a list, you don't have to worry about it. Jeez, I hate that. Anyway, okay. I absolutely adore Inkpot's animation. They have a wonderful animation style, and I truly, okay, I did not know the concept album released in 2008. That hasn't been a real long time ago. That's kind of a shock. Anyway, again, I really love Inkpot's animation, and I think it's really cool that every single animatic features each musical piece from the actual performance. And it's really interesting to be able to see the MLP characters as the different pardon me. It's really interesting again to be able to see that each of the MLP characters to be able performing as each of the characters from the actual performance, and this is wonderfully crafted. I mean, the artwork itself, is both gorgeous and adorable at the same time. I mean, there are many moments where you see the adorable facial expressions with the characters, yet at the same time, even with the adorableness, I mean, just how that it looks. I love the traditional art style. I love the traditional art style. I'm a sucker for that look, and it just looks phenomenal. And then I love the shading and the shadows that each of these actually have. I love the shading effects, the lighting effects, and there's many different little details that you can see. And first off, I'm going to go over the actual story, and then I'll go over the little details for the animation. And as it progresses, obviously, you see the different things transpire. You see this is obviously takes place after Edmond Dantes managed to get out of the Shadow Thief, and here Mercedes sees him again, and she recognizes him. And one thing that I want to note right off the bat is there is an animation change. Now, Fluttershy's performance as Mercedes here, the artwork is still similar, but we see a different design for the characters of Edmond Dantes. We see a different design for the characters that let me skip ahead to that. We see a different design for some of the other characters. We see a different design in the previous animatics, A Story Told, and Heck to Your Doorstep. We see the characters actually. We see the character. Oh, and Everyday Little Death. We see the characters all designed in similar appearance to each other. They're all designed to look like mares. However, this time around, the animation style has actually changed. Fluttershy still maintains her appearance, but whereas Rainbow here, or Edmond Dantes' design, is more like a stallion. He has more of it's not Rainbow Dash anymore. It's more he's more designed like a stallion. And I think it's interesting to be able to see that design change and to be able to see that style. I think it's interesting. And I think it's interesting that the design change is made. And I do think it fits. I think it fits. And we also see obviously we see the difference. We see the color difference. We see the change. Like all of that time that Edmund was in prison, and the feeling of betrayal, the feeling of hurt, it has changed him not just emotionally and mentally, but it has had a change in appearance. It has made his appearance different. And honestly, one could probably say that Edmund's appearance here, he's more gray. And it kind of looks like the discorded version of the characters, how they had more of a grayer color palette. And here it's like he's different. It's changed him. And so all the color is drained. Like the life is drained from him. And it like he's gray because it now goes with like that discorded appearance. And I think it's interesting. It's a little subtle detail, but it's a really cool one. It's a really, really nice one. And then we also, again, further, we see the difference in the animation style. We see for the characters that Rarity, Applejack, and Rainbow actually portray, we see, again, a difference in the style for them. They, too, look more stallion-like in their design. They don't look like the way that they did before in the prior animatics. They do look different. They do have a more stallion-like design. And again, I do think that's interesting. I do think that that's interesting, and it goes with with the roles that they're actually supposed to actually portray. So I do think it's an interesting and fitting change. And as the story progresses, obviously, we see. I'm just going to, for the sake of this video, I'm just going to go by the characters' names which they're going to portray here. Okay, we see Dantes. He shows up at this party, and he sees Mercedes, and Mercedes sees him. She recognizes him, and obviously he recognizes her. She still feels that flutter. Interesting, Fluttershy. In her heart, she recognizes him. The old feelings of love are still there. She still recognizes him, and she's happy to see him. He, however, has changed. The feeling of betrayal. He feels betrayed. He feels hurt, and he's basically threw away the old person that he was. And she follows him out onto the balcony, and that's whenever she's curious about the change. She sees like the harshness, the bitterness, and he, of course, reveals that the old person that she knew is dead. It's no longer him. He's no longer the same person that she once knew, and basically is not coming back. And as he performs, and it's especially incredible here with the animation that Inkpot's done, is you can see still the hurt portrayed in the facial expressions. As he converses with her through song, you can see like the bitterness. You can see that resentment. You can still see and feel the hurt. He still has that hurt within him. He still feels that feeling of betrayal. And it's almost there's almost like a sense of longing, almost a bit of longing to be able to return to that old way, to that old life, yet feeling like he's too far gone to go back to it. And the people whom he once trusted betrayed him, and so he feels completely betrayed. He feels completely like there's nobody that he can trust. And it seems like at that point, whenever he says those moved on, and he turns away from Mercedes, and so he feels as though she betrayed him. And so continuing, he begins to dance. And again, really interesting use for Octavia here, really interesting use for her here, and this actually fits. And they begin to dance. And it's just like, while they're dancing, it's interesting. It's two different styles for this. Like, Mercedes is not focusing whatsoever on the person whom she's dancing with. She's still wanting to converse with uh, she's still wanting to converse with Dantes, and he still has that feeling of wanting to be with her. And you can kind of see that he's trying to force it out of him. He's trying to force that away because he still feels that feeling of betrayal and hurt. And so he's trying to focus on the people that he's dancing with, but it's no use. Like, she's gripped his heart, and he's trying, no matter how hard he tries to ignore that, it's still there. And so he he tries, like, he sings, "This man is dead." He's trying to convince her that he's no more, that he has moved on, or he's at least trying to. But yet Mercedes still wants that old life. She knows it's him, and she wants that life back. And then he again explains that it's over. That he tells her there's no words left to say. And then he gives us this upsetting look, like, says, "It's over. You broke my heart. It's over." And then walks away. And obviously we see, I, I shall take care of this, Mondego, I think. Well, the character, I can't remember right off the bat, the character that, like, Twilight Sparkle is playing here. But, like, he turns, and he sees him, and he recognizes him. He sees, obviously, that Dantes had an interaction with Mercedes, and Dantes turns and looks toward him, and you can see that exchange. And, like, for me, I can look at it, and Dantes' expression to me says, "You killed me." Not in the literal sense, but, like, he killed him on the inside. He killed the old man, like, in a metaphorical sense. He killed the old man that Dantes was. And this is the new reborn version. And it also says, "This is who I am now. I will make you pay." And I love it. And again, there's so much to go over here with the little details. And so again, I want to, like, credit Inkpots, everybody involved with this animation, the illustrator. I want to really credit everybody involved with this project, because there is so much here. There is so much adorable and beautiful art for this. This is just absolutely wonderful. So again, I really want to credit Inkpots for this. It really does look phenomenal. It really, really does. And again, it really does look phenomenal. And going over the details, the little intricate details that we see throughout this, there is a lot to go over. And so again, this is probably going to be a bit of a lengthy analysis. Now, all the background characters here were OCs. Obviously, they held a contest to have some OCs added into this for the party scene. And so all these OCs look incredible. I mean, they did a fantastic job with this. And again, the little details that you see with, like, the characters' facial expressions, the animatics, the things that change, like the bright big eyes with the characters, their expressions and everything, it really is phenomenal. And this scene here where Mercedes is looking out across the floor, and we see Dantes descending the stairs or standing there. The design and the detail for this floor here is incredible. Like, you can see the glimpses of the reflections of the characters there. You can see the shadows, like the soft shadows there. You see the different colorization for this like a marble like floor. And oh my gosh, that is just amazing. I love that. It's a tiny detail, but man, it's details like this that really make things shine. And this is absolutely gorgeous. I absolutely love this. We also see the shadow and, like, the brighter effects in Fluttershy's hair here. Again, absolutely gorgeous. And I love the backgrounds. I love how the backgrounds have what I consider like a brushstroke painted style. It's like a brushstroke painting. there's not any. I mean, the lines are a bit rigid, and it has a nice brushstroke painting design. It's not like a smooth, like a straight line or anything like that. But I love it because of that. I love the effects. I love the like. I love how that it gives the background the impression of it being a painting. I love that effect. It looks like a very soft brushstroke painting, and I love that effect. It really looks gorgeous. And again, I cannot express how incredibly detailed like the clothing is that each of the characters are wearing, everything that I mean, like the trim, the lines, everything is just amazing with the clothing detail design. It's just phenomenal. I mean, I obviously they spared no expense with the detail for I mean, every little detail, obviously, I mean, was painstakingly done, from the clothing to the facial expressions to little subtle movements with the shadow and the shading and the hair, and obviously it shows. And there obviously so much here, so much went into it, and it's just incredible how that it looks. It's just phenomenal, every little detail. And again, it's I mean, like some of the characters' facial expressions is just really adorable. And again, I love how that they did that. And other little moments whenever we see Mercedes looking out, we see the scenes getting brighter, and we see the painted again. We see the beautiful painted background, like a brushstroke painting. And I love how that looks. And whenever she follows him out onto the balcony, the most detailed things here are both characters. And like the background here, the balcony, like the balcony itself, you see the giant windows, and again, it looks like a really nice brushstroke painting. It looks like a very soft painting, and again, I absolutely love. And again, the little background here, whenever they're outside, the mountains in the background, the moon, the stars again, and the trees. I love how everything has a nice blue shade, and like the ocean. I love how it does have a nice blue shade. It's not painted like a dark green. How it's painted a nice blue to give it the illusion of the moonlight being cast across it. And I absolutely love that. And again, there's so many details, and we also see the moon twinkling, the stars twinkling, and it adds a really nice, like with the close-up shots, it adds a really nice effect to that. It really adds a nice little effect to that. And again, I love how whenever the characters are facing away and facing toward the lighting inside the party, you see the shadows being cast on the characters. You see, like, whenever they're, like, the areas of them that are facing away from the light are darker. We see the shadows fade into the light and get softer. It's not just like a bright area, one line, and then dark. It really, I mean, it has a nice smooth transition from the bright into the darkness, and it does capture that effect nicely. It really does capture the realism for that extremely nicely. And again, I love the facial expressions for this. I love the details, every little intricate detail that went into this, into the design, and into the character models and the facial expressions. And the facial expressions are really something that really helps to sell this, because this is an animatic. And besides just the performance, obviously, the performance itself, the music itself is phenomenal, because you can really hear the performance. And again, I can honestly say the music from Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde and the Count of Monte Cristo, the music is just phenomenal. Like both of these performances, both of the albums for this is just phenomenal. The performance is just amazing. The singers do an incredible job of conveying the emotion that the characters are feeling into the lyrics that they're singing. And whenever a song really enables you to be able to feel that power within the performance, you know that it's good. Whenever a song can really help you to get in tune with what the characters are feeling through that performance, and you can feel the laughter, you can feel the joy, you can feel the sadness, you can feel the anger, the anguish. That's whenever it is at its best. And so obviously the music itself is just phenomenal, but the facial expressions for this also really help to capture that, like every little motion with the characters from being shocked, from being stunned, to that feeling of anguish and betrayal, to that feeling of confusion. Every little thing is captured in the facial expressions of the characters, and you can see it. I mean, the moments whenever the characters just here are dancing, and you see Mercedes looking back to Dantes. She cares not for the guy that she's dancing with, and she is focusing on Dantes. And it's like the guy she's dancing with, like it could be a mannequin. It pretty much is, and she has no care or concern. But she's focusing on Dantes, and Dantes, however, he's it's a double it's a double whammy for him, as he's trying to convey that he is trying or has moved on, yet that those old feelings that he felt for Mercedes are still there. And you can see it in the facial expressions for how these are animated, for how they're actually drawn, that they're trying to move on. They still feel those old feelings, and for Mercedes, she wants that back. And for Dantes, there's a small piece of him that wants it back, but feels that it's unreachable, that it's something that he'll never have again, and feels that it's something that he should move on from. And so again, he's trying to focus ahead and move on, yet Mercedes keeps pulling him back. And again, the facial expressions for this, you can really, I mean, the facial expressions are definitely one of the biggest highlights of this, is because of how incredibly well that they capture the emotions that the characters are feeling in every single little scene. Every single scene, you can feel that, and the facial expressions do a phenomenal job of being able to capture that. And besides that, there's also the body movements as well, the body language as well. You can feel that. I mean, like whenever they're dancing together, even though they're singing both as two separate entities, yet at the same time they're singing together. And you can see, like, they still feel that connection, even like not just in song, emotion, and body, but but at the same time, there is a distance. There is a distance between them that has been forced, that neither of them can do anything about. And it's really interesting with how that is conveyed with the emotions. And this one scene right here with Mercedes looking at Dantes, and he still feels that anguish, he still feels that hurt, yet there is a piece of him that wants to go back, to that old life. She wants to bring him back to that old life, but he feels that he can't do it, that he's too far gone. He's went too far down a dark road, and now there's no going back. And he makes a mention about there's been too much damage done. And so she wants to bring him back, and obviously she feels the hurt too. Like, she feels betrayed that the man that she once knew is no longer there. And so she obviously she was lied to. She was lied to and told that that Edmond Dantes was dead, and suddenly he returned. So obviously she's going to have questions like, I thought you said he was dead. He's alive. And obviously she's probably going to be lied to again, like be told he's not the man he once knew, he's changed. It's his twin brother. But yeah, obviously, and then that final moment whenever you can see Dantes look towards, you see Edmund? No, not Edmund, sorry. Sparkle look towards Dantes, and Dantes looks toward him, and again, you can see that, like, Sparkle believed that Dantes was dead, and there doesn't appear to be any shock on his face to his return, but more of like, I see you're alive. What are you doing here? And there could be a bit of confusion. Like, there's a few different ways to interpret this. And again, I just noticed, like, the glisten with these characters, like the glisten in this scene here alone. We see these scenes of, like, the glisten in their hair, and it really adds a really nice touch. It really gives it the feeling of like shine or shimmer in their hair. And another scene, of course, that I didn't mention before yet, was you seen this the shot of okay, yeah, uh 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 Mondego Mon Mondego looks towards Dantes. Sorry, actually, I had to look up the characters here, but anyway, Mondego looks towards Dantes, and he sees him, and there might be a bit of confusion, like, is this really the same man whom I imprisoned? Is this really him? And there's a couple different ways you can interpret it. Like, he knows that it's him. One is that he knows that it's him, and that he's curious as to whether he's actually going to do anything or not, or whether he's moved on, and that he's planning on possibly killing him this time. Like, he come back the first time, and so now he's planning on killing him so that he don't have to worry about him anymore, that there won't be anything standing between him and Mercedes. Another concept is he could be a bit confused. Again, wondering if this person who looks like Dantes is the same one, and possibly a bit of curiosity. But we also see danglers, and we also see danglers and Villefort in the background here, and we see that other scene where Villefort had actually spilt. We see that one little, again, a nice little detail where we see Villefort had spilt like wine on Dangler's suit, and Dangler is just looking at him upset, and he has this oops, and Villefort has this like oopsies, not me expression. And again, it's a little subtle detail, but it's really cool. And again, you see this other scene here where Danglars has this has this expression where he's just kind of putting up with Villefort's bullcrap, and Villefort has this menacing expression. And again, this is really interesting how this is done. I love the detail for this, and again, 2 ink pots for all the hard work, and everything put into this. To everybody that worked on this animation, ink pots, to the illustrator, thank you so much. Thank you to everybody for this incredible animation. Thank you to everybody. Ink pots, thank you so much for this incredible animation. This is absolutely gorgeous. Thank you so much for continuing with this and bringing us yet another amazing animatic. And this is just absolutely phenomenal. So again, major props. Thank you to Ink Pots. Thank you to the illustrator, to everybody that helped to make this animation. Again, to everybody, thank you so much. This is absolutely beautiful. This is absolutely wonderful. And I can see, this already has a great amount of popularity, but it really deserves so much more. It really does. So again, to everybody, to Ink Pots, thank you so much for working on this. Thank you so much. This is absolutely amazing. Thank you so much. And again, also, again, thank you to everybody that put so much work and time and effort into this. Again, I can see all the painstaking details that went into this, and it was indeed worth it. So again, to everybody that put so much work and effort into this, thank you to everyone. Thank you so much. This is just amazing. Thank you so much. And also, thank you to everybody, including my best friend who sent me the link, and requested everybody that wanted me to check this out. I can totally see why. I'm really glad that I waited until I wanted to get to this sooner, honestly, but I'm glad that I waited till I was feeling good and that I could actually focus, and I could actually focus on this and actually concentrate on it. And so again, and be able to give this a proper detailed analysis, and there are probably some details that I missed, and I'm so sorry if there were. Please feel free, please mention them in the comments. But again, to everybody that worked on this ink pots, thank you so much for this amazing animatic. This is truly magnificent. This is absolutely beautifully crafted, and it is extraordinarily done. And thank you so much for all the time and work and effort put into this. This is extraordinary, and this is just amazing. So thank you so much. And again, to everybody that requested that I do this, that I check this out, thank you so much again. Really glad you guys wanted to see me react to this and check it out. And hope you guys enjoyed the review as well. So again, thank you guys again for joining me, and I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys in the next video that I do. Take care.